The next step is to mount the spout onto the teapot. Well, I am using the English technique. I think it is the English technique, because in Germany, I learned this technique from a guy who was trained in England, and the German technique is a bit different, making spouts. They make the spout at the same day as the teapot and mount it together in a leather hard stage, while I have this leather hard pot, and I have this very wet, still wet spout to be mounted on it, and I show you how I will do it. First of all, I put it slightly in the place where it's gonna be. I take it off again, and as I have taken it off, I can see the shape where it will be mounted. Okay, so now I make the holes through which the tea will be poured. And again, I think this is also English, since the English like tea leaves in their tea, and this is like a little strainer for the tea leaves again. Okay. Next is that I make a little scratching of the clay where the spout will be mounted. Okay. And I will put some little bit of slip or water so that it will have a good combination, fit together nicely there. Okay, the next is I take my spout, put it on my hand. It has been dried with a hot air gun, so I can touch it, and I make it a bit more wider on top in order to make this nice roundish shape. And now I will put it on. See that it is nice up and down, yes, and I will attach it to the pot. Just very gently pressing it onto the pot. So you now see how the spout is mounted. And now for me, I have a bit of work getting it very smoothly fitted to the pot, and I want to take away this part because I want the curve of the pot continuing into the curve of the spout. And for that I have a couple of tools, but most of it I do by hand. So this can sometimes take between 5 and 15 minutes until I'm satisfied with the result here. We'll pull the handle for the teapot. I start with pulling from the lump, and now I have this the handle which I will attach to the teapot. There's so many different ways of making handles, and you have to find out the type of handle which is appropriate to you. And well, just watch. This is how I make the handles. Actually, every potter has his own way of making handles. So there's no real right or wrong way of making a handle, but well, just the way you like it or you don't. And what I like about the handles is they're looking like a band. It's a band type handle. So I hope I can show you how it works. The pot is still a bit soft, which makes it a bit hard to pull the handle. Yeah. Okay, now I have to attach it on the bottom. And you have to check that the handle is in line with the spout. Otherwise it looks a bit funny. The next problem with these sorts of handles is that the gravity bends them downwards, and this is a bit annoying, but you can do something about it. When you have attached the handle to the pot, you can put the pot just upside down and let the handle dry a little bit before you continue working. Have a cup of tea, let the handle dry, and continue a bit later. So now I'm going to finish this teapot, which now the handle has dried a little bit, and actually the teapot was quite a bit weak when I put the handle on a couple of hours ago. I even made a dent with my finger inside. So I have to correct this now, which I will do, and try to give the handle a nice shape. So first I make this dent nicely, and then since the handle is now a bit stiffer, I can give it a nice shape. What else? Well, underneath here there has to be a little bit more of clay, which I will make a little band of clay and smear it underneath. So this looks a bit better now. And now with a sponge I try to get rid of all those remains from pulling the handle. I have a final look at this place where the handle is put onto the teapot, and also there I think I need a bit more work to be done. So I take a bit of clay again and try to fit this clay onto the handle so to make it look a bit more even. And it is much easier now to do it now, since the whole thing is a bit drier. Okay. So the next thing I will do is putting an extra handle on top of the spout. The purpose for this handle is that this teapot is fairly big. It will contain about 2 to 2.5 liters, which will make the pot very heavy when it's full. So so that also a person who has a bit not so strong wrists can lift the teapot, I will put a extra handle here, so you can lift it with both hands. And I show you soon. I pull the handle to a long band, about that size. Oh, it's getting thin here, so make it new. Okay, this is better. And I'll let it hang here for a minute. In the meantime, I prepare the teapot for this handle. I scratch the clay, which is already quite stiff here, so it needs some attention. The next is I take my band and I put it in shape and fix it here and fix it there. So I have this handle where I can lift the teapot with the other hand. I can push it a bit to the front, makes it a bit look nicer. Now at the final stage we're gonna trim the spout, and I take a knife and I cut the spout horizontally from here to here. And the thing about the spout is that there has been a lot of twisting of the clay when I was throwing the spout, and the clay has the tendency to turn backwards from the throwing. So I will, in order that the spout will turn about like this, I will cut it not from here to here, but about from 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock, as I will show you. So I'm cutting like this, and I will make the spout that it will come out a bit to the side, so that when it will turn backwards in the firing, and it will be straightened. Okay, so it's not exactly 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Sometimes it's 11:30 to 5:30. You have to find out for yourself, because it also depends very much on the clay you're using. So that is it, and now the teapot is finished and goes to dry and can be finished. Oh, I forgot the very last thing is, of course, I put the stamp of my workshop on the teapot. And this is what I do now. So this is my signature. And now I put it on the shelf and let it dry. Thank you very much.